You probably saw over the weekend the AP story that Trump was tossing immigrants from the military.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, the Blaze, Leon Wolf, I'm trying to think of his title, editor of the
Editor
Blaze?
in chief.
I think it's editor.
Yeah.
But he had a big story about it. It's probably up there, and he laid out all the facts. You should check that out. Others have mentioned it as well and did the detail. You probably, I think Ben Shapiro had one and gave the details on how this story was... at best, terribly misleading.
Wow.
That's the best you
At
can
best.
say about at best. And
Wow.
the worst, an outright biased lie to try to undermine the president's reelection or the midterm elections.
Wow.
Honestly, it's what it is. They reported that Trump was tossing immigrants from the military. In fact, here's the AP headline, U.S. Army quietly discharging immigrant recruits. And quietly, so
Quietly,
it's
so
what does that say when you put quietly in there? It means
they don't want
doing
people
it
to know.
right. They're doing it subversively,
Yes.
kind of, whatever. The truth is, it's not that they're throwing out people that just happen to be immigrants. They mentioned within a couple of paragraphs that those people had been labeled security risks. So it's not like.
So there shouldn't be in our militaries.
Well, right. If you're a security risk, you absolutely should not be. Should not support, support you having any type of responsibilities. But they would have you believe, all right, everybody, our military is not tremendous. We can make it more. The best tremendous military, tremendously ever. Let's get rid of anybody who is not an American citizen, immigrant, whether illegal or legal. Let's just kick them out. But do it quietly.
Yeah.
Why? Because I hate non-white people. Right? I mean, that's
yes.
It's not the case.
No.
They were labeled security risks, but the headline is U.S. Army quietly discharging immigrant recruits. If you really wanted to tell the story, the truth, couldn't you have put security concerns lead Army to discharge some immigrant recruits? By the way, it didn't discharge tens of thousands, every immigrant, not illegal, but every immigrant. Didn't do that. It was security threats of some. Since 9/11,
Okay.
110,000 members of the military have gotten their citizenship.
Wow.
Since 9/11. 110,000. There are currently 70,000 non-naturalized members of the military. They did not discharge 70,000.
No?
I think it was a couple of dozen, if I remember right.
Okay.
I'm going to look through Leon's story. Do you have Leon's up?
I do have Leon's.
Look at
story.
Leon's. I think his specifically says how many. I might be wrong, but I remember seeing 40. Let me make sure. I think, is that the number? 40 people identified by immigration lawyers were discharged last year.
Yes.
How many active? 70,000. It's not even
a percent.
It's not even 1%. It's a fraction of a percent.
Yeah, it's like 0.00001%.
7,000 would be 10%. 700 would be 1%. 0.5% would be 350.
You still not even close to 40.
That's what I'm saying. 40 out of 700,000. And their headline again, U.S. Army quietly discharges immigrant recruits. Saying some gives it too much credit.
Yes, because
but shouldn't it lead with security concerns?
Makes military discharge, blah, 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 blah.
I'm not even sure immigration is the issue.
No, I don't know.
I mean, or their status. It should be Army's gotten rid of 40 people because of security concerns.
Nope.
Why? Because they're a security concern. So why were they a concern? Well, you'd have to go through each case. But if it's a legitimate concern, guess what that means? Potential terrorists. Do you remember the Fort Hood shooter?
Yes.
Remember it was workplace violence
Yes.
because he was in the military.
Yep. Lone wolf.
So the same people who told us, meaning the left, that it was just workplace violence, recognized by workplace violence that he worked in the military. So these things can happen if you are a security concern, regardless of your immigration or immigration status.
One of the things that this AP report should show is that there are a bunch of liars. And they're trying to make Trump look bad. Once again,
There it is,
they're
Chris.
trying to make Trump look bad. Because Doc Thompson, we go back in time, they probably did the same thing during the Obama administration. They had to let people go because of security risks.
They did. The current program they're talking about was started, I believe, under George W. Bush. I'll retweet out a link to Leon's story at theblaze.com so you can read the details for yourself. Many people over the weekend have fact-checked it and told, well, first of all, people flipped out.
People, that's the first
Elizabeth
thing.
Warren was triggered by this.
Yes.
She was triggered by
And
this. as well.
Milano, the Milano cookie was also triggered
I know.
by this.
Yeah, Alyssa Milano Cookie. She was, yeah. All of them triggered by this when all they had to do was simply read the story. Even the AP story buried within it told the truth. But they did not care. And I think it has to do with the headlines.
Yes.
That
Yes.
they're not reading it. They're not actually that concerned. And quite frankly, they want to believe it because it's Trump. They are so triggered by Trump. They are so upset by this thing. They want to believe anything negative that happens to do with Trump. Oh, obviously, look at this. Now he's getting rid of illegals because or immigrants in the military because he hates brown people. He hates non-white people, whatever it is. That is not the case. But everybody ran with it. They just accepted that this is the truth. And for what reason? Why would the AP do this? This is not just about bias. This is purposely trying to mislead people. The headline they ran is, as I said, at best, misleading.